Have you ever caught sight of a dark humanoid figure in the corner of your eye, only for it to disappear when you turn to look directly at it? This is a question many have asked themselves, often late at night in the quiet corners of their homes. The figures, dark as the night itself, are fleeting, flickering, and forever just out of clear sight. They're called shadow people, and they're the subject of our discussion today. Shadow people, as their name suggests, are often seen as dark, human-shaped figures that appear to move or flicker in our peripheral vision. They are like shadows, yet they seem to have a presence all their own. Their movement is silent, almost as if they are shifting between the very shadows themselves. However, their silence is not their only eerie characteristic. Descriptions from those who have encountered them often speak of their lack of facial features. Imagine, if you will, a silhouette of a person, but devoid of any detail. No eyes to return your gaze, no mouth to whisper secrets, just a dark, humanoid shape, as enigmatic as it is unsettling. Yet, despite their seemingly simple appearance, the mystery that surrounds these shadow people is anything but. Theories about their nature range from the paranormal to the psychological, from spirits of the departed to tricks of the mind. Each theory, in its own way, attempts to make sense of these elusive figures that continue to captivate our curiosity and haunt our nights. But one thing is certain, whether they are otherworldly entities or mere illusions, shadow people have a profound impact on those who see them. They are not easily dismissed or forgotten. Their silent, fleeting presence raises questions about our understanding of reality, the nature of perception, and the thin line that separates the seen from the unseen. These elusive apparitions, known as shadow people, are a source of fascination and fear. But what exactly are they? This is a question we will continue to explore as we delve deeper into the mystery of shadow people. In the world of the paranormal, shadow people are seen as more than mere illusions. They are perceived as conscious, sentient entities that exist not in the realm of fiction, but in our very reality. In this light, they transcend the boundaries of the physical world and venture into the metaphysical, the unknown, the eerie. For those who hold this perspective, shadow people are considered to be spirits or entities. Now, these entities can vary greatly in their nature. Some are seen as harmless observers, simply watching the world from the shadows, their motives and intentions as elusive as their form. They are like spectators in the cosmic theater of life, silent, unseen, but always present. On the other side of the spectrum, there are those who perceive shadow people as malevolent beings. These entities are believed to have a more sinister intent, lurking in the periphery of our vision, stirring up feelings of unease, dread, and fear. They are not passive observers, but active participants in the world, influencing it in ways we may not fully understand. While the concept of shadow people may seem unsettling to some, it's worth noting that within the paranormal community, there are also those who believe in benevolent shadow entities. These are beings who, despite their ominous appearance, are thought to serve as guardians or protectors. They're the unseen allies, the hidden helping hands, the shadows that watch over us, regardless of whether they're seen as observers, malevolent beings, or benevolent entities. The belief in shadow people within the paranormal community is a testament to the human fascination with the unknown. It's a reflection of our desire to understand what lies beyond the tangible world, to explore the mysteries that exist in the shadows. Shadow people, from this perspective, are not just figments of our imagination, but entities from another realm. They are the enigmatic inhabitants of the twilight zone between reality and the supernatural, a testament to the many layers of existence that we are yet to fully comprehend. But not everyone agrees with the paranormal explanation. Some turn to science to understand the phenomenon of shadow people. Indeed, the world of psychology offers another perspective. From this viewpoint, shadow people aren't spirits or entities, but illusions, figments of our brain's complex processing. But how does this happen? Well, it's all about how our brains interpret the information they receive, especially in low light conditions. Consider this. You're in a dimly lit room, and out of the corner of your eye, you spot a dark, humanoid shape. Your heart might race, your breath might catch, but is what you're seeing truly there? According to science, probably not. Our brains are incredible machines, constantly interpreting the world around us, but they're not perfect. In low light conditions, our brains can sometimes misinterpret the information they're receiving, leading to the perception of shadow people. This is because our brains are wired to recognize human shapes. It's a survival mechanism, a relic from the times when identifying a potential predator quickly could mean the difference between life and death. When the light is low and the shadows are long, our brains can sometimes see human shapes where there are none. It's a trick, an illusion, a misinterpretation of the data our eyes are sending. There's even a specific region of the brain that might be responsible for creating these shadowy figures, the right temporoparietal junction. This part of the brain is involved in producing our sense of self, our body image. When it misfires, it can cause us to perceive shadow people. So, from a psychological perspective, the shadow people aren't paranormal entities, but rather the product of our brains trying to make sense of the world in less than ideal conditions. They're not ghosts, not spirits, but illusions. Our brains attempt to fill in the gaps when the lights are low. So, from this viewpoint, shadow people are merely a trick of the mind, a result of our brain's processing. Regardless of whether one views shadow people as paranormal entities or psychological phenomena, one common thread often surfaces: fear. Imagine a late night, you're alone in a dimly lit room, and you suddenly perceive a dark, humanoid figure flickering at the corner of your vision. Even the bravest among us might feel a shiver run down our spine. This eerie encounter with what's known as a shadow person often evokes a profound sense of fear and unease. But why is that? From a paranormal perspective, this fear might be attributed to the belief that these shadowy figures are not of this world. They're often seen as spirits or entities that lurk in the shadows, silently observing us. Their undefined features and the way they seemingly appear and disappear could be unsettling. The fear associated with shadow people could be a natural human response to the unknown, to the idea of being watched by unseen eyes, and the sense of intrusion that comes with it. On the other hand, from a psychological viewpoint, the fear might have a more scientific explanation. Our brains are wired for survival. In low light conditions, our brains try to make sense of the limited visual information available. when they can't quite figure out what's going on, they may interpret these ambiguous shapes as potential threats. This is a phenomenon known as pareidolia, where the brain perceives a specific pattern where none actually exists. In this case, a shadow person. This interpretation triggers our fight or flight response, leading to feelings of fear or anxiety, whether you believe shadow people are spectral beings from another realm or just tricks of the mind. The fear they induce is real. It's a primal response, deeply ingrained in our human nature, a reaction to potential danger, whether real or imagined. This sense of fear, whether it stems from the unknown or the perceived presence of an otherworldly entity, is a significant part of the shadow people experience. Shadow people go by many names and descriptions. This intriguing topic seems to have a language all its own, with various terminologies employed across different cultures and communities. Let's explore some of these fascinating nomenclatures and descriptions. One of the most common terms used for these enigmatic entities, aside from shadow people, is shadow figures. This term emphasizes the human-like form these apparitions often take. It's a name that captures that uncanny feeling of seeing something vaguely familiar, yet undeniably otherworldly. However, the terminology gets even more intriguing. In some circles, these figures are known as black masses. This term is particularly interesting, as it seems to focus more on the substance or lack thereof of these entities. It conjures images of formless, inky darkness, a tangible void that somehow manages to take on a semblance of human shape. As we shift our gaze worldwide, we find an array of unique descriptions. Some people report seeing shadow people with red or glowing eyes, while others claim these figures appear to be wearing hats or hoods. The diversity in descriptions is as vast as the human imagination, yet the common thread of a dark humanoid figure remains consistent. What's particularly fascinating is how these descriptions often reflect cultural beliefs and fears. For instance, in some cultures, the appearance of a shadow figure with a hat is considered an omen of impending doom, while in others, it's merely seen as a harmless, albeit eerie, apparition. In essence, the language we use to describe these shadowy figures is as diverse and complex as our individual and collective experiences with them. Each term, each description, adds a new layer of depth to this already profound mystery. No matter the name or description, the essence of the experience remains the same: the sighting of a dark humanoid figure. As we delve deeper into this enigma, we learn that our experiences with the unknown are as varied as we are, yet bound by a common thread of mystery and curiosity. So, are shadow people ghosts from another realm, or just tricks of the mind? As we've ventured deeper into the enigma of shadow people, we've explored two dominant perspectives. On one hand, the paranormal interpretation paints these dark figures as spirits or entities, possibly from another realm. Believers argue these eerie silhouettes might be observers from beyond, or even malevolent beings, intent on fostering fear. On the other hand, the scientific community offers a psychological explanation. Rather than spirits, they suggest these shadowy apparitions are illusions created by our own brains. Studies have pointed to a specific region of the brain that may be responsible for manufacturing these illusions, particularly in low light conditions. In essence, Our minds could be playing tricks on us, transforming the ordinary and mundane into the extraordinary and supernatural. Both perspectives offer compelling arguments, and yet they couldn't be more different. They represent a classic clash between science and belief, the tangible and the intangible, the seen and the unseen. So where does this leave us in our quest to answer the question, are shadow people ghosts or just figments of our imagination? Like many things in life, the answer isn't black and white. It might depend largely on personal beliefs and experiences. For those who felt an inexplicable fear, who felt watched by these shadowy figures, the paranormal explanation might resonate more. They might find solace in attributing their experiences to the supernatural. On the flip side, those rooted in the world of science might prefer the psychological explanation. The idea that our brains, complex and fascinating as they are, could conjure these figures provides a comforting logic. It's a reminder of the power of perception and the mysteries of the human mind. Whether you believe in the paranormal or trust in the science, the mystery of shadow people continues to intrigue and bewilder us all. Now that we've delved into the enigma of shadow people, what do you think? It's always interesting to see how different individuals interpret the same phenomena. Some of you might lean towards the paranormal explanation, finding the idea of mysterious entities moving in the shadows quite thrilling. Others might be more comfortable with the psychological perspective, citing brain function and the trickery of light as the real culprits behind these sightings. Your experiences could also play a significant role in shaping your viewpoint. Perhaps some of you have encountered these shadowy figures in your peripheral vision, while others have only heard tales of these elusive beings. Or maybe, just maybe, some of you are hearing about shadow people for the first time through this video. Regardless of your stance, it's undeniable that the mystery of shadow people continues to captivate people around the world. It's a global phenomenon, transcending cultural and geographical boundaries. From the bustling cities of the West to the tranquil villages in the East, stories of shadow people have been shared and passed down through generations. Why is this, you may ask? Well, it could be because the concept of shadow people taps into our innate curiosity about the unknown. It challenges our understanding of reality and provokes us to question what we perceive with our own eyes. It teases the boundaries between the seen and the unseen, the physical and the ethereal, the explainable and the inexplicable. Or perhaps it's because, at the end of the day, we all love a good mystery. The thrill of the unknown, the allure of the unexplained, the excitement of the enigmatic. These are things that keep us hooked, keep us searching for answers, and keep us coming back for more. So whether you're a seasoned paranormal enthusiast or a curious observer, there's something about the shadow people phenomenon that is likely to pique your interest. It's a topic that is bound to spark lively debates and thoughtful conversations. And who knows, maybe your thoughts and experiences could shed some light on this fascinating subject. In closing, we invite you to join the conversation. Share your thoughts, your theories, your experiences. Whether you've witnessed shadow people firsthand, heard tales from others, or simply have an opinion on the matter, your perspective is valuable. Let's continue to explore this enigma together, unraveling the threads of mystery one shadowy figure at a time. Remember, in the world of shadow people, nothing is ever truly black and white.